Holy shit, there's actually vitamin C inside the McRib. Top of the morning, everybody. Should have said it with like an Irish accent. Oh, top of the morning, laddie. Wednesdays are going to be the WTF breakdown days. WTF starts with W, so does Wednesday, so I just figured it'd be cuter that way. What are we talking about today in the breakdown? Oh, one of my personal favorites. And it's back nationally, so if you haven't already, go get one. And if you haven't tried one already, now is the time. That's right. It is the MidRib. What is a MidRib? Possibly the greatest pork sandwich I've ever had. People were like, is it even pork? Is it cat? If it is, that's a horrible thing, even though cats kind of have that look like they're plotting your untimely death. But if it is cats, what that has taught me is that any kind of meat can be tasty if you add the right barbecue sauce. So with the way 2020 is going, I'm highly recommending you to go out and load up on your favorite barbecue sauce, because if the apocalypse happens and you have to eat animals, rodents, maybe your neighbor Bill, who's, been like cramming his garbage in your garbage can because his is full because he's an asshole and orders too much Amazon, you might have to eat him. And if you do, don't you think Bill would taste a little bit better with some, sweet baby rays slathered all over him? The McRib has kind of a fun history. It came out in 1981. It was actually created by the same chef that created the McNuggets. It didn't sell well, so they took it off of the menu at that point. They brought back the McRib in 1989, a trick that if you're a McRib fan, you know that they pulled that one a few times since then. And it stayed on the menu until about 2005, when it was removed from most of McDonald's. Right around 2016, they brought it back, usually in the fall time, like the Shamrock Shake. Like, for all the stuff that McDonald's does that, might not be the greatest, the Shamrock Shake is pretty legitimate. Have them throw a little bit of those Oreo crumbles in there. And it stayed hidden in the shadows. The shadow realm of fast food, as it would be. The McRib missing us. Us missing the McRib. I was really worried. With the way 2020 was going, I was like, I don't think we're getting the McRib this year. Now let's break down what goes into the McRib. As you can see, there's a bun. It's like a standard little cornmeal dusted bun you can pick up probably any store. You have a slab of pork. And they actually had talked about making the McRib a circle pork patty at the beginning. At the beginning of its conception, they originally had talked about making it into a circle pork patty, but then decided to spend more money to get the pork patty that shaped like a rack of ribs, which they've pretty much gotten, roasted over since the McRib came out. You slather that patty of pork sauce, probably the McDonald's brand barbecue sauce. Maybe we can get some of your dipping sauces in a nice squeeze bottle. Or maybe they have that, I don't know. You have the big sliced onions and the pickles. And I will say it right now. You cannot add or remove anything from the McRib. It's weird, but the McRib, the combination of profiles of flavor and texture between the pickles, onions, pork, and the bun, it works so harmoniously that it's actually kind of scary. I got harmoniously out on the first try. Holy shit. I'm not always the biggest McDonald's pickle fan. So I've tried it without the pickles. It doesn't taste good. I went through a phase where I wasn't really big on onions. Took off the onions. Not really good at all either. When you remove anything, it makes it not taste as good. I've added cheese to it, and that was a terrible idea too. You wouldn't think so, but it's such a complex flavor, which is really, really weird to say. But you can't mess with perfection. And flavor-wise, I feel like the McRib is just about flawless. Now, I know people make it at home. They take the rack of ribs, they slow cook them, pull the bone out completely. That's cool. I'm down with that. I'm going to try that. But it's not going to taste just like the McRib. Will it taste better than McRib? Probably. I mean, it's all homemade stuff, ingredients, not a preformed pork patty. But I think we can all admit the McRib falls into the category of fast food items that there's something about them that you just have to have, and it creates almost kind of like a comfort food effect, like mom's mashed potatoes, grandma's cinnamon rolls, grandpa's hot beaver stew, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying the McRib is 100% flawless in all it does. There's certain things about it that, I'm not a big fan of. Over the years, it's gotten smaller, and now it's kind of dainty, which is why you have to have 2 of them. The other issue I have with the McRib is it never seems like it's here long enough. That's right. Much like the taste of the herps, the McRib will be there and then gone until the next flare-up. So once the leaves start changing, it's just about McRib season. That's right, McRib season. It's kind of similar to hunting, except you have to go through a drive-thru and tolerate the person in front of you as they try to navigate a McDonald's menu, which isn't that complicated, but they're making it complicated because they just don't know what they want to eat today. It's McDonald's. You're not at Applebee's. So let's not try to get cute. Oh, I want the Caesar salad. Well, guess what, dumbass? The Caesar salad is actually probably worse than the Big Mac for you. Yeah, enjoy those croutons. McDonald's, if you're watching this, I think it's time we just put the McRib and the Shamrock Shake on the menu full time. I understand that probably having items like the McRib and the Shamrock Shake only available for a limited amount of time every year probably drives up the sales of them. But I'm just saying, maybe we could work out a way where they could still be on the menu, maybe even in secret, and, maybe you just drive up to the drive-thru and they ask you what you want, and you're just like, I'd like some minty ribbed for my pleasure, please. And then they're like, boom, you get the McRib and Shamrock Shake. Right? No one has to know about it, just us. With you're doing all these meals for people, like the Travis Stout meal, maybe we talk, down the road about a random hero meal where you did a Shamrock Shake, a McRib, and then, some nuggets or something, some of the spicy nuggets, which you don't have anymore, which kind of bums me out. But I'm sure that the spicy nuggets will probably turn into the McRib and the Shamrock Shake where, they bring it back for a limited time. So what did we learn today about the McRib? We learned that I personally believe it might be the perfect fast food barbecue sandwich. Possibly one of the best fast food sandwiches available. McDonald's, if you're watching, give me a code of some sort. Like code rib for my pleasure. Let me get the McRib any time of year if I choose to. And let's put it on the menu for everyone. Let's reward the people that enjoy the McRib all year long, right? So as always, thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed WTF Breakdown Episode 2, the McRib. Hopefully I've convinced you to go out and try a McRib. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, that subscribe button and that little notification bell as well. That way you'll know the next time a new video drops. What are we to talk about in Episode 3, you might ask? Bigfoot. So until then, hope you all have a great day.